Now on CoastTV News.
Storm response as a severe storm hits our region, how residents and business owners are bracing for the storm. Flood solutions in Long Neck, the latest developments in one of Sussex County's largest stormwater projects near Long Neck. With recent flooding closing roads, how the new drainage system will finally address the chronic flooding issues in the area. Milford's parking dilemma. The Milford community faces a significant change with the Marshall Street Bike Path striping project, the city's vision and how it aligns with the 2021 Bicycle Master Plan. Rehoboth's parking challenge. Rehoboth is considering a new approach to manage parking time limits, the proposed changes to make 30-minute parking spots more visible, and how this may solve parking abuses.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Mallory Metzner.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with severe weather continuing throughout the coast. We're going to take a live look outside right now. This is the Rehoboth Beach area, and you can just see how wet and sort of miserable it looks out there. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joining us right now with a closer look at the weather we're facing tonight.
The bottom line here is that we are expecting a storm that's already hitting us right now, so we're no longer expecting it's here, and we're expecting for it to produce 60 to possibly 70 or 75 mile per hour wind gusts. Now we're starting to get the initial waves that are pushing through right now. These waves are racing towards the northeast pretty steadily at approximately 20 to 25 miles per hour. Now, keeping in mind, we have high wind warnings that are active throughout the inland areas. That means we're watching out for 50 mile per hour winds throughout the inland areas. In addition to that, with the heavy downpours, we have coastal flood warnings that have been activated for really the entire peninsula, but especially for Sussex County. Now, the storm warning you see right here, which is in effect until Wednesday morning, that's this purple area you see along the coast. This along the coast where we're watching out for 60 to 70, possibly 75 mile per hour winds. That's hurricane strength category 1, by the way. Coastal flood warning along Dorchester, and this reaches all the way down into Comico as well as Accomack counties. That's going to be problematic for us. And the heavy storms, we have another heavy wave that's just pushed its way through Milford right now, and it's moving up towards the lower portions of New Jersey. One quick note, now I'm showing you this Snow Hill, this area right here. It's this river right here that we've gotten the latest information that this is going to be a big concern because we're already starting to see possibly some major flooding that's along that river. That's the Pocomoke River, and for the folks that live along the Pocomoke River. This is the line of storms that's headed in our direction. We're up here. This is the line that's headed in our direction, and I'm expecting this line, which is dangerous and a tornado-producing line, is going to move towards us by the time we get to later this evening, particularly around 10:30. Now, we're going to talk about what we've been dealing with and the tracking of this and why the latest model run you need to stick around for, because we're going to run it while they're doing a newscast. I'm literally going to run the model one more time so we get the latest information to update you as we go along throughout the newscast. But for right now, back to you, Mallory.
Thank you, Paul. This is happening right now on the coast. The storm is already making its presence known in our beach towns. Here in Milton, the wind and rain is making a lot of noise. Live in Bethany Beach is CoastTV News reporter Charles Reinert. Charles, what's it like out there right now?
Mallory, the rain took a little bit of a break here in Bethany Beach, but it just started up again a little bit ago, and it's kind of stinging rain, and it's driving right into my face, so I'm trying not to blink too much here while we're doing this. But if you come with me over here, I want to show you something. You can see that we're here at 5th and Pennsylvania. You can see that it's already all flooded out here in Bethany Beach, and we're not even at the worst part of this storm quite yet. You can see it goes all the way down to the end of the block. Now, flooding like this is expected to be going on throughout the evening, and people all along the coast could be seen preparing for this stretch of miserable weather we're going to be having throughout the evening. Now, over at Best Ace Hardware off of Route 1 in Lewis, employees there told me today that they've had people coming in all day getting the essentials, such as batteries and flashlights. I was told that when the weather gets bad, it's all hands on deck at the hardware store.
We're anxious for the customers as well. Naturally, you want to do the best you can for everybody and have the supplies on hand.
Thank you, Charles. And due to that major storm in Fenwick Island, they are advising people who need to relocate their cars that parking is available at Warren Station. The town hall is leaving employee parking on the side open. The town says the center of St. Matthews by the Sea lot floods a lot, so they're reminding people to stay in the perimeter there. Overnight parking is also at the Bank of Ocean City, with cars to be moved by 7 a.m. Additional spaces are at 1710 Coastal Highway. Fenwick Shores is offering parking with a permit and reduced room rates. On the island's south side, parking is behind the Crab House, courtesy of the Rickards family.
Ocean City faces severe weather warnings as well. The town says that a flood watch and high wind warning and high surf advisory is in effect until tomorrow. The town urging people to prepare for power outages, downed trees and debris, along with waves up to 20 feet, and that could cause dangerous surf conditions and beach erosion. Officials say high surf advisory possibly lasting through 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
Due to the current weather forecast that is continuing on to tomorrow morning, Sussex County school districts are having 2-hour late openings. Those school districts are Sussex Tech, Cape and Lopin with no morning pre-K, and Indian River School District with no morning preschool activities. But Milford School District says they're monitoring the weather and will update families and staff as soon as they can.
Delaware is bracing for a major winter storm, and the state officials are taking extensive precautions. Delaware state parks say surf fishing vehicles crossings have been closed, with conditions to be reassessed tomorrow. All campgrounds, those remain shut until at least Thursday. As the storm intensifies, certain park areas might be closed for safety. State park officials say visitors should heed any posted signage and barriers. Park gates may also open later than usual tomorrow for damage assessments.
And communities across Delmarva are experiencing severe weather conditions. Let's start with Berlin. Here you can see on your screen from this afternoon water splashing as trucks made their way down the road. The American flags were waving due to the wind gust.
Then in Seaford today, rain taking over the town. You're going to be able to see on your screen here in just a second the rain dropping on the wet road. Then as it dropped, it began forming a mini puddle near the rentals at Bel Air.
Now we move on to Salisbury. Here you can see the rain falling near Brew River Restaurant at the boat docks. The strong wind was moving the flags there as well. Cars driving on wet roads downtown. You can see water and puddles forming on the streets. The cars driving through, splashing through them.
Meanwhile, expect challenging weather conditions into tonight, impacting driver safety. And remember, speed limits, those are set for when the conditions are normal, not for what we're seeing today, the adverse weather. Maryland Transportation Authority says that the Bay Bridge is currently closed due to severe weather conditions. Cars now backed up on Route 50. The authority is asking drivers to keep headlights on and maintain a greater braking distance on wet roads. This brings us to our Coast TV poll. It's weather related, but not specifically to the rain we're seeing today. We want to know, what are your winter weather predictions? Let's take a look at the updated results from the last news hour.
These have changed a little bit here. Just 12% say heavy snowfall. I know Paul said maybe we could see some snow. Could see some snow next week. Not in this storm, though. 66% are expecting mild conditions. I think that's what I would like to see again this year. 22% expect frequent storms.
What you want to see versus what you think you'll see. That's, a little give and take there. You can go ahead and vote on there if you want to. Go to coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we're going to show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. If you travel down Cannon Road near Long Neck, you will notice a lot of construction work going on. It's not a new development, but a major stormwater project that has the county hoping that it's going to alleviate some of the flooding in that area.
Construction equipment rolls across the field in front of Sussex County's Inland Bays Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant. This is the site of one of the county's largest stormwater and drainage projects in history. This $12 million project has been ongoing since last February.
We're building a total of 2 stormwater ponds and 2 constructed wetlands on the stormwater side and 1 constructed wetland on the wastewater effluent side.
At the wastewater treatment plant, there are several spray irrigation fields. Numerous swales and stormwater ponds have been dug out to help drain and collect water from these fields. The hope is that this project will help lessen flooding along Cannon Road.
Currently, we're overtopping the road during any 10-year storm. After the project is completed, the road will not be overtopped, Cannon Road, that is, in a 100-year storm.
The drainage improvement project along Cannon Road is expected to be complete by spring of 2024. I'm meteorologist Alex Seymour in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
Making room for either biking or parking? That is the question as Milford continues to pursue adding bicycle lanes to Marshall Street. This comes from the city's bicycle master plan that began in 2008. If finalized, the lanes would go from Southeast 2nd Street to Watergate Boulevard South. People who live on this street say the street parking here is essential.
Most of the driveways here are single car driveways. We don't have many that accommodate 2 cars. So I know a lot of people that park on the road, including myself.
A public workshop will be held on January 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Milford Public Works Building.
You've probably seen these 30-minute parking signs in Rehoboth Beach. Heck, you've probably tried to pull into one hoping you'd found a great spot on a busy day. The signs are tough to see, and that's why Coast TV, as Coast TV reporter Elisa Weber explains, earlier today the mayor and commissioners decided to move forward with discussion on painting 30-minute parking spots a whole different color and make them stand out a little.
Love Northrop works at Candy Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, but she doesn't think the nearby 30-minute parking signs are all that sweet.
It's way too small.
Northrop says it's easy to miss these signs, especially in busy summer traffic.
A lot of people in the summer, it's so busy and people need those spots when they're doing things. And I look out all the time and so many times the car's been there for so long and I'll take note of it, and that happens so repeatedly. So making it more noticeable, I think, would stop that from happening so much.
Gage Velasio thinks all parking spaces should be repainted.
So it would be a lot more beneficial because, let's be honest, most people can't really see the lines. They end up parking between 2 spots, and then that takes up spots other people could be using. And then the people who actually need them can't park there. And it's just a whole frustrating thing.
Drawing the line for where people are allowed to park.
A small sign like this one right here can be easy to miss, especially if you're desperate to find a parking spot. That's why the Rossi Group has proposed either painting 30-minute parking spots a different color to make them stand out, or add markings to the end of the spot indicating that drivers can only park there for 30 minutes. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
We are thrilled to announce that Coast TV has a brand new Facebook page for the latest in news, weather, exclusive content, and interactive discussions. Make sure to visit and follow our new page. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC or scan the QR code on your screen. Stay connected with us.
Hurricane strength winds, flooding downpours, and the threat of straight line wind damage is what we're bracing for later this evening from this storm. I'll show you the latest tracking of the storm when we come back.
But first, the celebration of an Ocean View woman who just had her 100th birthday. What she says the key to hitting this milestone is, that story when we return in just 60 seconds.
Thank you for calling Coastal Comfort.
This is a complimentary call. A couple of years ago, I had my heat pumps replaced. Last night, I noticed one of them wasn't working right. Somebody was out here within a couple of hours, and it's working perfectly. But I was in the service industry for 33 years. Good service is something you can't find today. It very much is appreciated. Your crew is a good crew. Really fine people, are professional, and they're efficient.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Do you sell Mohawk carpet here?
We do. Come take a look. We have a large selection of Mohawk carpets. The exceptionally durable and silky smooth Smart Strand line from Mohawk provides you with years of comfort.
So soft. Let's take it. This is our house.
I definitely can do this for $5. Matt the Carpet Guy, your local Mohawk dealer in Selbyville and Lewis.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Helen Rathbun has lived in Ocean View for a long time, long enough to celebrate her 100th birthday.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe takes us to the celebration and explains why it was about more than making it to triple digits.
Happy birthday to you.
Family and friends came together in the Mason-Dixon VFW Post 7234 to celebrate Helen Rathbun's 100th birthday. In addition to this milestone, people are also celebrating her work as a riveteer in World War II.
She was born and raised on a farm in North Carolina, and as soon as she graduated, she said, I'm moving to the big city, and she moved to Baltimore. She had family there, and she went to work for Glenn Martin, and that was during the war, so they needed personnel to work in the on the aircraft.
We made B-26 bombers, and I worked on the wing section mostly. I did a lot of riveting, and we had to install gas tanks into the wings of the plane.
Ocean View Mayor John Reddington also came out to celebrate the Big 100 and her service in World War II. We asked Helen herself what her secret is to hitting triple digits.
Loving people and loving animals.
Helen says her children helped fill her love too, and that continues as they stand by her side to ring in 100 years and counting.
And along with helping out greatly during World War II, Helen's friends and family both reflect on how she always has a great attitude, which might be the reason why she got to 100. I'm Kevin Zappe on Coast TV News.
Well, the havoc on the roads is just getting started. Driving conditions are going to go from bad to, well, just stay inside. I'll have the latest on this dangerous storm pushing along the coast in a moment, so don't go anywhere.
Toyota is the official automotive partner of the NFL, with a lineup that can't be beat. And with plenty of vehicles in stock, there's less waiting and more saving. So head into your Toyota dealer. We'll make a game plan just for you. Buy a Tundra now with 4.99% APR, or go with a Tacoma and get 3.99% APR. It's game on at Toyota, official partner of the NFL. Toyota, let's go places.
16 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
From empty nester to first home, Accessible Home Builders does it all.
It was great working with Scott at Accessible Builders. He called us every Monday and asked us to come over to the house at each step of the way during the construction of our home.
It was pretty unique working with Scott because not only is he the owner, but he was working in here hands-on with his employees and really just trying to make our vision come to life.
Design your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
Hard workers agree. The best footwear is essential. Vernon Powell has the support and comfort you need. Brands like Dansko, Carhartt, and Timberland Pro, plus expert advice and that Vernon Powell fit. Shop Vernon Powell in Salisbury and Rehoboth.
How do you feel when you wheel? Nobody's nervous. It's like they're sitting at home on their couch.
Fantastic, faithful fans.
Keeps it going.
Tuesday at 7 on Coast TV.
The most incredible shopping on the beach, Blooming Boutique. Fashion, jewelry, and accessories as cool as an ocean breeze. You'll love this place. We put a smile on your face. You'll love this place. It's Blooming Boutique. Fashion.
Visit Blooming Boutique's 4 convenient locations: downtown Milford, Long Neck, and 2 in downtown Lewis. We carry resort wear all year long.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. Late nights on Coast TV.
This storm is going to carry with it the characteristics of a possible strong tropical storm or even a weak hurricane. I'm going to show you what I mean in just a moment. Dry Tech camera showing us we have 24 mile per hour wind gusts with 55 degree temperature right now. And it's staying in the mid 50s, cloudy skies, and the rain will increase as we go throughout the night. Take a look at some of the wind gusts. 47 mile per hour wind gust in Georgetown, 45 mile per hour wind gust, for example, in Salisbury. Here are the current ones right now that we're monitoring. 46 has been recorded in Georgetown, 38, Ocean City, and in Bethany Beach. So I show you this because we're starting to pick up a little bit of circulation in some of the storms that they begin to pull through. Now we have various warnings and watches that are in effect for the area right now, but the first wave is already pushed through and this early circulation is beginning to dissipate. It's not the tornadoes that I'm most concerned about because the threat of tornado is kind of really low to nil. It's straight line winds in excess of 60 to 70 mile per hour. That's the problem. And that's also what prompted this high wind warning in effect for Sussex. It stays in effect for tonight until tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. The storm warning along the coast is a little bit different in that watching out for worse winds like 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, but closer to the coast. That storm warning is in effect along the coast for us in Ocean City as well. As we go inland, that's where we have the high wind warning. Now that's the distinction between the two. 70 mile per hour winds, 50 mile per hour winds. Both can cause problems with structural damage and power outages. Coastal flood warning is also in effect for Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico. Basically everybody, but particularly for the folks that are along the Pocomoke River, where we're already starting to get early reports of really bad flooding there. This is the culprit. This system has prompted and caused tornadoes in Florida, blizzards throughout the Midwest, and now it's bringing tropical storm or almost hurricane-like concerns for us. The rainfall totals are ranging from 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch, and we're still tabulating as we speak. We've already recorded over 1/2 inch at our official site in Salisbury. Now, here's my modeling, and here's what I'm most concerned with. At 9:30, you see all this red here from Long Neck to Ocean Pines? This is where I'm expecting blinding rain and significant wind. But it's at 10:30 where I'm looking at the worst of this storm. Now, typically, I don't speak Spanish, but in this case, I need you to just indulge me for a second because there's a lot of folks in Georgetown that are going to be hit by this. Pariente vive en la ciudad de Georgetown, se es para vientos ráfagas 75 millas por hora y lluvia fuerte por un próximo 4 horas. We're expecting 4 more hours of rain in Georgetown and 75 mile per hour wind gusts. That's what I just said to translate it for you, just in case you caught here late. Then we'll still have these storms hanging on along the coast till about 11:30. That being the case, look at our forecasted rainfall amounts. We're looking at, for example, a range in Georgetown about 1 inch, over 1.5 inches for us actually in Rehoboth Beach. And as we kind of take a look at the entire terrain, nearly 1.5 inches and heavy rain for us in Berlin, Ocean City, and Bethany Beach. But we're still going to clock at least 1 inch for us in Georgetown. And the winds, we measure over 37 mile per hour winds and 47 in some areas. The last thing I'm going to show you before we sign off is this. You see that 69, 64, and 52? That's how serious these winds are going to be, which is why we're talking about it being the strength of a tropical storm or possible hurricane. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We're staying under a first alert day for tonight, and then we'll see what we're going to have to deal with next week because there's a little snow in the distant forecast.
Thank you, Paul. And for more weather updates, and really, if there's ever a day to do it today. Make sure you pull out your phone, scan this QR code, our First Alert Weather app. You can download it. The app is completely free. It'll help get you those weather updates as you need them.
A quick note as we look ahead to NFL playoffs. This Saturday at 4:30, you can watch the Houston Texans host the Cleveland Browns here on Coast TV. However, the late game Chiefs versus Dolphins rematch at 8 will only be on Peacock. We want to make it clear this was NBC's decision, not Coast TV's, not Draper Media's. If you want to watch the late game, you'll have to pay for Peacock. There's no free way to watch it, and again, this was not our call. We hope you'll join us for the early game and, of course, your hyper-local Coast TV news at 11. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. In my law practice, we represent people who've been injured in accidents. One type of case we frequently handle is dog bite and dog knockdown injury cases. The dog owner's homeowner's insurance will often pay significant cash compensation to folks injured by a dog. If this has happened to you, tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Coast TV and the First Alert Weather Team. Your safety, our commitment.
Skies of Nothing prepares you for this.
Why did you call me?
I need for this to be over.
You've revealed your little secrets. Shut up!
One way or another, today will be your last day on this earth.
Found tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show.
This is jiu-jitsu, everybody.
Jerry O'Connell does his best.
Wednesday at 2 on Coast TV.
Next Jeopardy! A lot is on the line with one lucky second chancer taking home $35,000 and a spot in Champions Wildcard.
Tuesday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
It's time to experience an extraordinary lineup of entertainment at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center. Enjoy performances by the Four Phantoms in concert on February 4th, Wheel of Fortune Live on February 29th, The Simon and Garfunkel Story March 18th, and The Price is Right Live on April 1st. The excitement is building, and now it's your turn to be a part of it. Secure your seats at ococean.com/pack and join us for the most amazing season yet. Don't miss out. Come experience the magic of live performances all in one place at the Ocean City Performing Arts Center. See you there.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
We're already experiencing heavy downpours and very gusty winds in excess of 45 miles per hour. And I'm expecting for this rain to get worse. Not if you get a brief break, it's only an anomaly, okay? Remember, we're still under the storm warning until about Wednesday morning, and we have the coastal flood warning for inland areas and high wind warning for the inland areas away from the coast. Now, with this coastal flood warning, keep in mind the folks that are near Pocomoke River, that's where the flooding is already very bad and expected it even worse. Then finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We'll still stay windy until about 4 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, for more of our local weather, download the Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.